Now that you know the basics of how RVOneSearch functions, I want to show you where the real power in this tool lies. In my previous video, I mentioned the many different limiters. Now I will go through them to show you what they do. Picking up on my search of body image and media, you'll remember I got a lot of results, including many books. Suppose I don't want to use books. I need to get them out of my results. I can do that by looking at the options in the column on the left. This column contains all of the limiters and power tools that are available in RVOneSearch. To remove books, we can scroll down to source types and choose what we want: academic journals, magazines, news, and click on Update. This has removed all of the books, including ebooks. Now you'll see most of the results are from academic journals. If you really only need academic journals or you are required to use scholarly sources, clicking on the peer-reviewed limiter is the best way to get those results. As you can see, we still have way too many results. We can always fix this by adding better and more narrow keywords. I'm going to show you how to tweak these results with the left-hand column. We already saw source types. Another way of limiting is by subject. I find this section to be extremely useful in helping students to expand their vocabularies on topics they may not know much about. When I click on subject, I can choose any number of these terms for RVOneSearch to look up in the next search. For example, I may not have thought of looking up eating disorders, gender, or self-perception. By selecting a few of these terms, I've cut out a lot of articles that don't fit into what I want. So I'm going to go back to the previous search and show you another limiter. Oftentimes when looking for scholarly articles, students want them to focus on the United States, and many of the library's research articles are international in scope. One way to get articles centered on the United States is this geography limiter. Now please keep in mind that this is not 100% perfect and doesn't always work, but it definitely limits your results. You'll notice that there are other regions of the U.S. included in the proposed geographic limits. But know that when you select United States, this includes results for New York and California and any others that may be in here. Now we have around 11,000 results. I'm going to once again go back to my previous results list, the All Academic Journals list, and demonstrate one more limiter in RVOneSearch. This final limiter is the most powerful. RVCC subscribes to many other databases, around 50 or so. RVOneSearch allows you to choose some of these databases from the list to search all at once. For example, if you're interested in psychological information or sociological information, you can choose PsycArticles and SocIndex. Other useful ones in here are JSTOR for scholarly articles or CINAHL for nursing. One of the main problems students find with this limiter is that they don't always know which database to choose. This is where your helpful librarians come in. We can recommend which ones to choose and how you might adjust your results in this manner. Finally, RVOneSearch does not include all of the databases that RVCC subscribes to. You should be okay 99% of the time, but if you get stuck or need additional help, please ask a librarian and we'll be happy to assist you in navigating through the library's resources.